Well, veteran radio broadcaster John Laws is celebrating a momentous milestone, 7 decades on air. After making his start at Radio 3BO in Bendigo, the king of talkback radio went on to work the microphone at stations such as 2UE, 2GB and 2SM. And the great John Laws joins me live now. John, it is good to see you, my friend. How are you feeling about this milestone, the latest of many milestones in your career?
Well, I guess you could say that. 70 years is a very long time, so it's a good thing I've done something. You know, I don't want to sit around for 70 years doing bugger all. I've had a really, really good time, and I'm still having a good time. And it's good to talk to you, mate.
It's also always good to talk to you. John, what have you made about the changing face of Australia in those 70 years? What's stood out for you?
Of Australia itself?
Yeah, of the country and its people.
We've certainly become more sophisticated. Sadly, in some ways, we've become more Americanised. But we're certainly more sophisticated. I think we're much, much more worldly. I think we're more tolerant, and I think that's a great thing. I think we have had streaks of intolerance in the past when it's come to immigration and things of that nature. But I think it's a great country. I think it's a very happy country, and I'd like to think that most of the people who are watching this now would agree with that.
No, I certainly
understand.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you, although there's some trouble at the moment with the war at the moment in Gaza, John, and the rise of anti-Semitism in Australia. How troubled are you by that?
Well, I'm very troubled. The war in Gaza I can't do a lot about, but the anti-Semitism I certainly can, you know, and we've got to talk that down as quickly and as hard as we can, because it's a dreadful thing. It is a dreadful thing. Look back at World War II and the period prior to that. Look back at the Nazi regime. Do we want to go there again? You bet we do not.
Hey, 70 years, John. I mean, all your time on air, is there a moment or an interview that still stands out for you that you still think about even today?
No, I don't really think about the past much. I prefer to think about the future because I'd like to think there was a bit of that left. But no, I don't think about the past. I remember some wonderful interviews, one with the Kon-Tiki expedition man that tore Hyodale. I remember, of course, the famous one with Paul Keating when he said we were going to be a banana republic if we weren't careful. That was a great interview. And some others. Gough Whitlam was always terrific to talk to. You know, and I think I've spoken to, I don't know how many prime ministers have I spoken to? How many?
A lot.
I've spoken to 16 prime ministers.
Wow.
16.
And that's amazing. How do you think the current one's going, John?
Well, I happen to think, I've had a couple of lunches with him, I happen to think that he's an extremely nice man. But as far as his political prowess is concerned, I'm still not sure. I think he's feeling his way a little bit. But if we need a decent man as a Prime Minister, then we've certainly got that. As far as his politics are concerned, I will leave that to others to judge.
How about I mean, you've been in the media for so long, John. How would you describe that changing media landscape from when you first started? You know, now there's podcasts, there's social media, and all of that.
Well, it's all been exciting if you're involved in it. If you're involved in media, I think it's become a bit extreme in some areas. I don't know about podcasts and all that stuff, and I don't want to know. I just like coming here and doing my job and talking to the people. I love the people.
Do you think if you started today that you would last as long with all of that said, all of these different formats of media that you'd have to kind of scoop up?
Yeah, of course I would. Yes, I'm a very, very determined man. If I want something, I'll go for it. And 9 times out of 10, I'll get it.
Okay, well, 70 years today. How much longer before you start thinking about hanging up that golden microphone there, John?
People always ask me that, and I never think about hanging up the golden microphone. I wouldn't know where to hang it to begin with, but I never think about stopping because I'm enjoying it too much, just going along, doing what I do, and hopefully making some people angry and hopefully making some people happy.
Brilliant. Well, you make me happy, John, and I look forward to having lunch with you again soon. So thank you very much for your time and congratulations once again.
I enjoyed our lunch and I'll look forward to doing it again very soon. But you've got to pay. You know, I can't afford these things.
That would be my pleasure. That'd be my honour. John Laws, congratulations again.